Next up on the agenda is the White Elders Commission.
2 minutes. Oh, no.
Wanted to finish.
Are you doing your financial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, let's hold off on the question. Colleen wants to do her financial report for Wacoe, so we'll get back to that. I apologize.
That's all right.
Thank you.
I reminded. Do I need a microphone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the ones that got my report in front of them, I first of all want to thank you for the second quarter, the $5,000 that we received. And I've already deposited, which was the $5,000. And the $304.75 was so that we would have, Tim had already mentioned it, we had gotten recorder and 3 microphones and a battery for $304.75. So, and we used it all the time, so and it worked well. So I won't go through all the listing of what everything is because, but the expenses that we had for partially for our trip that we took to Grand Portage. And so the amount that we have in our savings is $51,816. And then the amount that we have in our checking account is $8,982.60. But our rooms haven't been deducted off of it yet, and then some of the meals. So that's my report.
Any questions?
Right. You mean I got applause? Making it short.
I want to say a good too to the elders council for attending the DEC meeting. It was really good to have them there with me to support White Earth. I know that, I give kudos to the delegations for coming up too. And, this is a part of my job. I feel it's important that I also have that good communication with our elders and our delegation committee, because this is where I really look out to and ask for advice, so I really appreciate for calling and all the elders that came up. I appreciate it. So be good to them.
Thank you.
So next up is the Elders Commission. Is the commission going to do a report?
Debating whether I have a microphone or not, because I will break out into a song or something. That'd be okay. All right, with that. Elders Commission, we've been working with Veronica Newcomb on updating our bylaws, clarifying our election that we're going into. Right now we have, once we get that language cleared up, then we're going to have the election for District 2. And we have 2 positions that would be eligible, but that would be just 2 residents to be voting on that one. And then we'll have a 4-year for the entire reservation for the delegate at large, which would be me. Then again, I'm not sure. But anyway, so that's what we've been gearing up with that with Chris Camp. She met with us and she's going to help us with this election. We've also been meeting with various programs and getting their information on what services they provide. And that's the initial program the Elders Commission was set up for. And we've had various programs come into our meetings and tell us of what they have, the changes, personnel. So we've been doing that, and that's takes a lot of work. We've been meeting in different communities. Yeah, we were reminded, the next one will be in Pine Point. Yeah, Pine Point. So every month we do meet at different locations. And other than our executive sessions, your public is welcome to come and watch. And if they have any kind of things that you want to discuss, form us up or ask us, we'll do that, and we'll pass that information on to the appropriate program, which we're designed for. We have 3 commissioners that went to the CEC meeting, and I guess that was pretty interesting. And we also have 2 commissioners, I being one of them, that are active veterans. We are eligible for and willing to help families with funerals of their loved ones. We provide ceremonies for them and offering of the flags. And we ask that you can bring, like I said earlier, bring any of the issues that you have to the community. And we'll meet about it, make recommendations to the programs to, and to the council to resolve these issues. That's much it. You'll hear from me later on another community. So I am done. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I just got a quick comment. Sherelle, on your election, you can reach out to Gary Frazier also to help you with your election.
Well, he's the head of the operation now, so yeah.
Yeah, just reach out to him because we're looking at as a council, as a board, we're looking at maybe keeping, maybe pushing like our COLA election, maybe your guys' election, maybe having that election board help you guys out with your election, okay?
Okay, I'll tell Gary when I get back.
Okay, if you need any advice or any recommendations from him, you can go through Gary, okay?
Right.
We got you.
And we have been very good about that. I work the same office with them, so yeah. He's not.
Okay.
Thank you, Encourage White Elders Commission. Next up, we have the White Earth Housing.
Hello, everyone. I'll try and make this short and sweet, but I got a lot of stuff to talk about because I've been pretty busy. I guess I'll just touch right away on the real issue we have is that the housing that we currently have is old and it's dying for real fixes, right? Like, and that, in my mind, that really means moving the family out of it and basically starting over because they're in that bad a shape. So that being said, what I've been doing is trying to find funds to get some new housing units so that we can move families out and then possibly get them into the new units and then move into their old units and get them fixed the way they're supposed to be fixed, not just band-aided. But that being said, I attended state executive director meeting on Tuesday in Hinkley. That was a really good success. Most of the tribes from the state were there. We kind of have the same issues reservation-wide, and we've been working on, finding solutions to better the tribe throughout the state. But in that meeting, there was also the state of Minnesota was there and presented to us a couple of different grants that the state will be pushing out. One of them is considered a single-family grant, and that has new construction available in it. And I'm working with Pam Keyser. We haven't really, we kind of just had the pre-discussion, but now in the future, we want to discuss on going after that some more. So the meeting I was in just before I got here was called the Single Housing Organization Relief Program through also the state. And you guys might know that I talked about going after siding and windows and that, them type of remodel things. I think I put that in the newspaper on my article, but we had the meeting today. It's looking good and we should be able to start moving forward on that work here soon. So that's really exciting. The Healthy Homes Program, that's a grant that's kind of been sitting there for a long time. We had to do some environmental review, thanks to Monica helping me out with that. The release of funds finally came through the desk last week. So we can be pushing that through too. My intentions on that are to go after new roofs. Next thing too is I got to work with Eugene here. Is I allocated some dollars in our Indian housing plan to work with our youth. So I think our youth need to be more interactive and know that housing willing to help them with things. You know, get them out and about and sports, cultural activities, things like that. So I'll be touching base with him on that here in the next couple of weeks. Also been meeting a lot with Travoy, which is a tax credit company, trying to chase tax credit dollars once again for new housing units / possible remodel of the apartments, but that needs to go through my housing board. I don't have. Community cleanups going on. Please check out our Facebook page. The flyers on there for the dates or you guys' communities. Please read them. There's things on there that you guys got to read, right? And then the one thing I just wanted to stress on the community cleanup is that the elder pickup, we'll take a homeowner elder phone calls and then we'll disperse them through environmental. So that's kind of how that's going. We also just purchased the new HDS system at the housing data system, which will help filter our work orders better and we can get them out to our maintenance guys a lot better. And they got to take pictures and documentation. It's going to start getting a lot better on the work that's getting done in the units. I also put in this year's Indian housing plan for a fair in August. So in August, we'll be putting a fair together for all sorts of different things like crime prevention and safety things, and then tips and things on how to keep a better home. It'll be kind of fun. We gotta think of that a little more, but it'll be a good time. I also visited Pine Point Workforce Center a couple weeks back. That was a pretty cool meeting. I plan on utilizing them guys in the Pine Point community to work on their construction activities on some of our vacant units so they can learn construction skills like that. I gotta reach out to her and let her know what unit we're gonna be using. Working on staff training. Trying to utilize to get my staff more trained up in every area that we can so we can serve the community a little better. Working with a couple of different guys on putting together a home ownership program. My beliefs are that low rent shouldn't be a goal. It should be a stepping stone. So kind of put in a packet together to help get your first house bought, right? There's a Section 184 loans out there. There's state funds that you can, being an enrolled member, you can go after these grants and try to put a nice packet together so it's really easy and accessible to become a first-time home buyer. Also been working on electrification / weatherization funds. Nate and Mindy, we met a couple months back about going after a lot of different types of grants there. Not exactly sure how we're going to move forward on it, but we're working on them. Other thing I got too is one of my goals to implement is a social worker within housing so that they can get out in our units and out in our communities and working with our people and keep them a lot more close and attached with housing, so that communication, like we just discussed prior when I showed up, is, these things of it'll just, you get a lot better communication and the tenants and housing relationship, I feel, get a lot closer because that person will be trained in how to communicate and deal with issues. And then, like, the last thing too is it just kind of came to my attention is, Tim here was talking about the elder program. That's all in the works. I don't want to promise anything, but I just told them that I'm willing to work with him on that too, if that ever gets put through. So, all intentions are better communities out there.
Mike, I think, Tim and I were working on a program, or we've just studying it for our elders, daily labor. I've got a crew in Pine Point that's offshore, the one in Nadawac. And I've got 2 or 3 guys out there that we work and we're looking for work for daily labor. So when we shoveled snow in the winter, we only had 2 days all winter that we shoveled snow and we took plastic out the houses. By the time we got to doing that, most of it was taken off. Because that last snowstorm, we were waiting for that and then got a little bit late. But I'm wondering if our daily labor crew could be help you out there.
I'm sure they can. I'll have to touch base with you offline and we'll try and work
something. Daily labor crew,
yeah,
tell them when we work and we'll help you there and help me and we've been working together. I've got a crew.
Yeah, that's another thing too, right? Like I want to get people working in their own communities and, feel that pride, right? You're working within your own community on your own housing unit. So,
and that one thing I was neglected to mention, I brought this up. When we took that plastic off the windows this year, over half the plastic was taken off because they wanted to see out and it got warm. And this is something we've never seen before, them helping to take a little bit and share their own work and stuff. And that would be, like what you're talking about. That helped us. We only had 2 days work and they got somebody, almost every family and elder family's got a grandson or something sitting on the couch watching TV. And,
I'll be in Park Point on Monday too, so maybe I'll reach out to you to go drive around and look at things.
Monday we could meet at the center for lunch or something.
Sure.
Meet there. It's a good place to meet at the E&P.
All right.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Okay. Then the last thing I have is the housing is put together a tenant recertification class at housing once a month. So I actually put the class on and I want to meet my tenants and show them that I'm here for them and then show them little household tips, right? Like little things that they can do within their units to keep them better and mold free and all sorts of different types of things, So I thought the first one we put on went really well. And I hope to continue that and spread the word that I'm not out there to be mean or anything. So come to the class because it's not bad. We feed you lunch and stuff like that. So when you get yeah, exactly. See, that's knew that would work.
Oh, yay. You put the class online so people tips?
Yeah, that's definitely an option, right? Like I could probably record it. But the thing is the whole purpose of the class is to get them into housing to do their recertification paperwork. So if I start doing that, then they're just gonna want to watch it from home and it's not the same. You gotta, that interaction is what I'm geared towards. I want to be with the people and show them that I'm here, right? So if you give them an option to watch it through the TV screen, they probably won't. So. But I get what you're saying, yeah. That's another thing too, right? Like we're trying to be more open and out there too. And it's just housing kind of been under a rock for a long time. You see our work trucks and stuff. We're trying to get back up to date with technology and stuff like that too. But yeah, go ahead.
Is your retention meetings and stuff, is that posted on your Facebook page, should it?
Yeah, so I can start having them post it when the dates are. Oh, that reminds me too, you guys. There's going to be recertification meals in the evenings, and they're posted on our Facebook too. So keep an eye out for that. So in your communities, we're trying to get our tenant service staff out, feed them dinner, and then do your recertification work, right? Like, that's my goal, is to start getting our staff out and about and communicating with everyone.
Mike, don't do it on the first Wednesday at 5:30 because that's a Whiter Council of Elders meeting.
All right.
Okay?
Hey, you guys hear that back at house?
Is there a way, you can have a program, like the situation with my house, for 10 years, I dealt with this backwards door. We finally had somebody come in and did, and you guys couldn't get to it. But to offset the cost or like take it out of our rent payment, is there something you can do for that?
You mean like just fix the door? Or I don't guess that's just some kind of.
Okay, for 10 years, I've been asking that door to be put around, because in a handicap situation, you can't go to the door, open it up, back up, or turn around, go back through.
That should just be a health and safety issue, and just put it in for a work order and
I went and had it done. I fought with you guys for 10 years, it was before you.
Yeah.
Tony put it down. I went and had it fixed. Now, what I'm asking is there a program that you're running under, taking it off our rent?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah. I'll have to look into it. That's kind of touchy with guidelines and stuff.
Right.
Because technically, you guys ain't supposed to be working on your own, so I'm not advising you not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that guy, but, yeah.
But when housing can't get, like I say, can't get to it, your manpower's down, but something needs to be fixed like that, it's been too long.
I get what you're saying, I just have to dig into the weeds a little bit. Top down. There's a lot of verbiage in there. There's possibly workarounds, you just gotta do it.
Well, it was built wrong. If you open the door, some person come along in the bedroom, running right into the door.
I apologize if that hit you up there, you know, really that's how it was. Apologize for that, but, you know, we're trying to grow and implement better work, and so.
It's not, it wasn't your problem, it's our way for it.
The thing is I can't be everywhere, so, but I'm trying to instill that in our staff, and I can see improvements, so.
You kind of look like Superman, David.
I wish. Wait, guys, go ahead.
I got a question for you. One point, I think in last year, you were planning on returning some rental houses and the two dogs on the west end of Pine Point over to the people, they would could own them and stuff. Is that, I heard now, and that's the communication and rumor, well, I heard that won't be, you won't be returning them to the people anymore, that you guys will still be taking care of them.
No, that's a false rumor.
Oh, yeah, I just, on that whole thing, I think that's a personnel thing, because there's a lot, so we've been dealing them on a case-to-case basis, and a lot of them are, there's, some of the common things are the files that there at that time, there's a fire or something, they said, and a lot of them
that's a very, we could be here for hours, honestly.
yeah, there's all kinds of things, so like, I know if we get talking to that, we're not gonna be on schedule, so I just wanted to point of order, here that need to keep going, but, yeah, we're aware of that, Sam, and, we're looking at how the folks got the house and, the whole process, but it's looking up all those individual houses is really tough, and sometimes housing doesn't have the information.
That's what, I know you were thinking about it, and that's what I'm hearing in Pine Point, is some of them don't want to, because there's some elders that say they can't afford to upkeep on the houses, if they put them in their name and stuff.
Okay, thanks, guys. Well, thank you, Michael, for the report. I appreciate you coming over and giving our membership update from housing. So, next up on the agenda, we have our Whiter Indian Health Service update.
Hi, everybody. I'm Randy Ronning, CEO of Whiter IHS. I'll start with all of the communities out in Nadawash. We have lots of great stuff going on. We have Jody Sunderland, new CEO, who has started with us, getting great feedback. In regards to her starting also, we have Michael Bishop, who's a physician assistant, who is permanent staff, who started out there and getting phenomenal feedback at the quality care that is being received in that community. Also, throughout the summer, we have a contract nurse practitioner, Paris Williams, and hoping there's potential in her staying long-term with us as well. She has family in the Minneapolis community. She's worked throughout several IHS facilities, so it's kind of a nice gift to get her within our service units. And we're still working on trying to get dental more consistent out in Natowash, not just every other Thursday. Clinic hours are operating 8 to 4:30. The doors are open until 4:30 for refills and things like that for pharmacy. So lots of steps in the right direction, but we're working on all of the negative too. Out to the Pine Point community, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days of operation. Christy Van Hecke is our primary care nurse practitioner, who is permanent staff and a community member. Wonderful feedback on her as well. Dr. Kumba, who is our new chief dentist, started with us, and he went and did an assessment just in the last 2 weeks, along with IT and biomed, looking at getting dental back out in that community, starting with once a month. I'm thinking next month will be their go live date, bringing dental back out there. They have not had it since pre-COVID. So we are going to start small just because we're short dental staff throughout the facilities, but still looking to give the opportunity to patients who have that need for service. They'll be operating for urgent, emergent for dental, which will be good to get it back up and going until we can have permanent, regular 2 days a week out there as well. And then in White we have lots of great stuff happening. Our adult weight management has been a great success, growing by the week. And now just this week, we started with the pediatric weight management clinic with our pediatric clinic and IPA contractors. Our pediatrician, Courtney Shanson, is taking some expertise training to be able to incorporate the weight management to pediatric clientele, which this week we had 5 patients on the schedule on Tuesday with great success to the start of an awesome outcome. It's pretty, we are going to be on the map for that. It's one of the areas we've never been able to meet IPRA standards in regards to childhood obesity and high BMI. So it'll be fun to see us start diving into that a little bit. And again, Dr. Kumba has joined us, and he's making great changes in our dental department. We've had some really good feedback, and then some still teetering. We got room to keep working for sure, but we've created better access. We have people answering the phones with great customer service. He is willing to work just about anybody in himself if the other dentist can't take the patient load. We are still trying to acquire more dentists. There's an obvious need, but we are working with what we have and doing a great job. And on the medical side as well, we're doing an extremely phenomenal job. We'll be adding May 19th, Anita Johnson-Pony for same-day access for a permanent provider as well. That's kind of her long history of urgent care, walking clinic type visits. And other than that, I think pretty much PRC. I'll touch on PRC. We still have that onion. We're peeling it back, and there's more layers to it than I imagined or anybody could imagine, but we're making progress. Slowly but surely, we are making progress. The staff is very dedicated, as am I, and I continue to be responsive when people are calling or bringing in bills. Please continue to do so. We act as expeditiously as we can within our walls. And the heat's been turned on, so we are doing everything and then some to get our business cleaned up.
Let's be working, so I can get another email.
So good.
Thank you.
Glad you're here.
Any questions there?
there a wait list on the childhood obesity person?
No, monthly for now, but the need will increase days per month as need be, but as now, it will be monthly.
Thank you so much for that. On that, great. Yeah, so I know there was an incident with an individual, an employee at IHS in Whiter. And I don't think we publicly said anything about it. Could you give an update to the folks on how we handled that situation, I guess?
Yeah, she is no longer,
Yeah.
Yes. To start, I apologize on behalf of IHS side, for that remark that was made, in the letter. However, that employee is no longer employed with us. So I don't know what else to say other than that. I don't have all the specifics that people are probably wanting, at the level I serve. So it is above me. They have that information. If you want to reach out to, somebody above me, please feel free. Asha Patelski, she's our acting area director, so she'd be happy to.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, like, the tribal council wasn't made aware of it. It was actually Remy who brought it to our attention, and she handled it in a really good way. And yeah, there's some more stuff that we wanted to ask her, but that goes above her. So, but Miigwech for handling the situation like you did. You know, from our conversations, we're talking about maybe doing like some cultural sensitivity trainings and stuff for the folks over there. And I think that's needed, like, kind of across the board. So, but Miigwech.
I agree, and I have been looking into that as well as doing a good improvement with customer service training throughout the facilities as well. I think that everybody needs a little poke once in a while as well. So looking into that, and we may need to get some allowability for operation hours and things like that. More to come.
Thank you, Rainey.
Thank you.
We could maybe move on to the next one, the White Earth House. We've updated that. Nothing through here. All right, next up I have the White Earth delegation.
My name is Mike. Oh, there's you now. We can cut last. That went good. A couple announcements of the meeting. Well, a part of our job is to listen to members and out in the communities and get their input and educate them on constitution reforming. So we come together and discuss those and all together and make decisions. So kind of the entire FCC delegations with further discussion. What we really need right now is more members and elders input on all of these important discussions that we're having, all these matters. We like to get feedback before we make decisions in the delegation. Some of the meetings we have coming up is May 15th, the Whiter delegation is having a meeting here at the Shooting Star Casino at 5. We're preparing educational for that meeting. May 16th is the entire MCT delegate meeting in Pinkley from 9 to 4. July we will also be attending the TBC meeting. And probably meetings would like to invite all the elders and members to show up for help give us input on the TBC. And Tyson also has a.
Well, we attended the TDC meeting last Friday, last Tuesday, and, there was a motion, and I think, Secretary LaRock explained that motion, where the focus for the TDC is to take out, in Article 12 of the MCC Constitution, to take out the secretarial election from the secretarial election. That is the focus right now on their part. There will be a decision or more information given out on the July, I don't know what day the July TDC meeting will be or the location, and that will be their focus there. That is what we're going to be focusing on, the local level. And so we have some, like Mikey said, we have some meetings that we would like your participation in. And starting Monday, I'm hopeful that our IT person can get a Zoom meeting going so that you can log in and listen to the conversation regarding that motion that was made and how our members would like to go forward with that. So, and I'm sorry, I'm distracted there. And so that's what we're preparing for on the May 15th meeting, is that you're all welcome to attend. We invited our tribal council and candidates and stuff to come. We want to share information with what we're doing, get your input on there, and also I know that Shannon, I talked to her earlier from tribal enrollment. She will be there with a table set up, so hopefully do some enrollment processing our applications, because that is going to be the focus. That is where we need to really put our focus, is that we need our members to vote in this upcoming secretarial election. Whitehurst does have the voting members to pass or not or disapprove different things on the TDC level through that process. So remember that we all have to do our due diligence in voting for whatever may come out of this in the future. So that is going to be the focus of also our campaign, is to get people to vote, our members to vote. Whitehurst has 18,000 members, and of which maybe 12,000 are voting members. We can do what we want with that if people will get involved. So just to encourage everybody to, participate in our meetings. We need more help with what you want us to take forward. Right now, we're working on the alliance document. I'm not on that subcommittee. Raymond Belfort is, and we have 8 full-time or whatever delegates from Whitehurst. So we do need a couple more people. So if you're interested, and we've already had one say that they're interested here and stuff. So please let us know, and just kind of watch your social media and stuff. So just a reminder though, that Monday night, hopefully at 6 o'clock, we'll have a Zoom meeting, and please log in and visit with us on that. So anybody have any questions?
Patty, you got a quick comment. The next TEC meeting, I believe, is July 8th and 9th, and it's at Boys Fort.
Yep.
I think because they have to, that's a unique meeting because they're going to be swearing in new TEC members and everything at that meeting. So I believe that's the date that they set for it. So. No, they're not. They can't change it. This is a set meeting that they do every July that they have to stick by.
July what, please?
I believe it's July 8th and 9th.
Okay, yesterday I was at a meeting and I heard a comment that the delegation isn't doing enough for education. I disagree with that statement. I ain't gonna say who made the statement, but when this first started, a lot of the people didn't even know that we had a constitution. They argued that each reservation had their own constitution and that they were all separate from everything. They didn't know what the Constitution said. People know now what the Constitution says, and they know what we have to do to change it. We just need more input on what the people want to change it to.
Yeah, I guess just to interject. So I was the one that said that there wasn't a lot of education going on. I used to be the chairman of the committee for White Earth, and I remember we did education then. But the thing about doing education on it, there's no standard curriculum, and a lot of the stuff that that how I learned is that I just look at the Constitution and read it over 100 times and try to understand it. But then you have to look back in our history, and then it's a big process, and I know a little bit, and I mean the little bit I know is kind of a lot to a lot of folks, and I remember doing an educational survey at State of the Nation back in like 2018, and I said, what is the MCT? And I had three, it was like Minnesota Chippewa Tribe or Minnesota Tribal, something, they just made up stuff, and nobody got it right. And that was alarming. I was like, what the heck? You guys are at the State of the Nation, and you guys don't know how the government works. So yeah, I'm gonna stand on it. Yeah, I believe that there's not enough education going on. I mean, if we look back and check you guys' minutes and see how much education is really going on, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm just saying, like, there needs to be more education, and I don't know how we veered off so far with all the other bands saying that we want an alliance document. From my understanding, the constitutional reform was supposed to work on certain things, but now it seems like the committee is trying to change everything all at once, like get a whole new document. And that's fine if that's what the people want, but I'll tell you what, all my constituents, they really don't know what's going on with the constitutional reform, just to be honest. And what's going on with the TEC right now, if the referendum goes through to remove the secretary election, what's the point of having the constitutional delegates then? So, like I said, I mean, if you guys don't realize that, with the new referendum vote coming out, if that passes, there's really going to be no need for the delegates anymore. So, I mean, do people know that? Those are just my thoughts, and I'm just being upfront and blunt about it. And yes, we definitely need more education and participation from our members. But I mean, that's my opinion. That's my review of it. And that's from my experience, and I guess my own personal opinion on it. But that's what I see.
Good. Thank you for the update. And of course, us as tribal council, we support our delegates, and any assistance or help that we can do to help you promote some of this. Don't feel free to reach out to us. Maybe some things that we need to look at is maybe we need to bring in someone like a contractor to help you promote some of this, like some type of marketing or some company to come in to help this to get it more to the people, so they can get more interaction for our voters. Because this is what I stress a lot too when I'm sitting at that table of 12 of us up there at the table making these big decisions. That it's important that we get information back to our membership, especially our elders and our delegation and all of our people, that we get them correct information on what's going on, because some of this stuff is detrimental to all of us in our existence. And these are the things I guess I don't take it granted, and that's the reason why I speak up and say things at that level. It's like, I just don't feel like it's if we don't listen to the people, then this is what happened on last Friday. So, but I want to thank the Butch's delegations for the update. Very good. All right, next up, the community council updates. I'll call everyone off. If they're here, they can come up, grab the mic. First was Callaway. Elbow Lake. Iron Range.
Okay, the Iron Range has had a very good year so far. We've had very mild weather, so we haven't had any snow plowing or anything to do. We have had a major issue with logging. As tribal people, we believe that nature is take care of itself and we're to help take care of it. Well, there is a foreign-owned company up there that's based out of Texas that have come up and they have clear cut 3,500 acres right around Marble area. When I say they clear cut it, there isn't a twig any bigger than my figure standing up. It's a biological desert up there. There was some miscommunication with the foresters from up here, the loggers had called. We have 80 acres there. And the west 80 feet of that got cleared. And nobody even notified us that it was being cleared. It was through the forestry up here, they thought it was who knows what. They gave the logger permission to cut 4 or 5 trees so he could get his trucks through on the trail. And what he did was he clear cut. There's a lot of people that are quite upset about that. And with the clear cutting up there. I'm going to ask the tribal council if they could write a letter to the Itasca County Board saying that we do not approve of all that clear cutting. That's not what I as the council up there, we want to preserve our environment. And if anybody goes up in that area between Taconite and Marble, there's very few trees standing.
Did they cut our 80 acres?
They have not cut our 80 acres, but they did cut 80 feet of the west end of it. West 40.
They cut into our land?
Yes. The logger had called David Spetzinger up here, and David thought it was under tribal name, and he gave him permission to take out a few trees so he could get his trucks in and out of there on that snowmobile trail.
So they kind of gave them a right away.
Get in. They said if they could take the trees out so they could get the trucks in. Well, they clear cut from the property line all the way to the inside of the snowmobile trail. And that's where they piled, on the east side of that trail was where they piled all their wood. So they destroyed a whole lot in there. Then they were trying to come up and ask us, well, can we just log this off too? No. Nature needs someplace for protection. So we'd like to ask the council if they could write a letter to Itasca County and tell them that we do not approve of all of that clear cutting.
Yes, Lou, I just mentioned, talk to Monica, he's getting information for us. We're trying to figure out who approved this, so. Should have came to
Well, I talked to David Spetzinger, and he's the one that said, yeah, go ahead and take the few trees. But they took way more than what they were supposed to. I had talked to the logger, and he said he's gonna make right what he did. But we haven't come up with a figure yet.
We'll follow up with Lori and Curtis, will get us a report.
Okay.
To you guys on what happened, because we're all unaware of this.
What you can do, Louis, is maybe get a hold of Lori or Curtis or even our general counsel and have your council do do a request to us for that letter of support. Okay?
Okay,
And then they'll draft a letter for you and then from your council, your range council, for us, for the chairman to sign. So,
okay. So the other thing we've got going is, we've got a banquet coming up for, again, the Nashua Keewatin area has 100% graduation. Same for our Indian students, for Indian Ed. So we'll be putting on a banquet for them.
what day is that? Do you have a date?
No, I don't.
Can you make sure the council gets a notification on it? Thank you.
And then we're gonna make a donation to each one of the kids.
Okay.
For a book or something. And our meetings are held on the first Thursday of the month. So in May, it'll be May 2nd. We start at 6:30. We do have meal beforehand. We do have our voting booths up there now. We've had it now for the last 3 elections, I believe. And they had a little problem this year with the machines. Apparently everybody had it. But June 12th, we'll be running our election up there again. So,
11.
huh?
11.
The 11th, okay. But, yeah, we're getting more and more people involved up there. And that's what they're saying too with the constitutional people is nothing getting done. It's because people are saying, okay, we've told you over and over and over again what we want. But nobody wants to listen. I agree, we need more education and we're trying to get everybody on the same educational page. So we're getting the standard educational thing up. But Whitehurst is doing the one on the 15th. And that's put together by us, not anybody else in the MCT, so. Don't know what else to say.
Thank you.
Very good, Louis. Thank you for that report. Okay, next up we have Monoman.
All right, I'll read this one. I'm just gonna ask Henry Fox not to interrupt me again. I'm a slower reading, so they don't mess me up, but it says, Buju, in the recent quarter, the Monoman Tribal Community Council achieved significant milestones in our ongoing commitment to serving and enhancing our community. Here are some highlights from January through March 2024. In February, MTCC, Monoman Tribal Community Council, demonstrated its support for community events by contributing $500 to the annual Whitehead Fishing Derby and $900 to the annual Health and Wellness Round Dance. These contributions reflect our dedication to promoting cultural activities and well-being within our community. March brought another successful event as we host our annual Easter celebration. The event featured a delightful brunch, Easter baskets, face painting, and opportunities for pictures with the Easter Bunny, providing joy and festive spirit for all who attended. Looking ahead, we have exciting plans for the upcoming months. In May, MTCC will actively participate in MMIWP, Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women Peoples Day, raising awareness and honoring the lives of Indigenous women, people who have gone missing or have been murdered. This event holds profound significance for our community, and we're committed to supporting it fully. We're looking at partnering with the DOVE program and Whitehead Behavioral Health on an event this year. Details are to come. Additionally, MTCC We'll continue our tradition of giving back to the community by donating $500 towards our annual scholarship for the Roman community seniors. This contribution aims to support the education, aspirations of our youth and invest in the future of our community. Furthermore, MTCC is respectfully requesting the use of the entire back of the old Shopko building as a community center for the office space designated to MTCC, as well with the Monoman Boys and Girls Club moving to the front part of the building May 10th. Repurposing the back space would provide a valuable resource for our community members to gather, engage in activities, foster connections, and would allow MTCC to finally have a space to call home and host events. Thank you for your continued support and involvement in our shared mission to build a stronger and more vibrant community. Respectfully, Josh Zorns, Chair. And Chairman, I think I'll talk to them about the Shopko building. I'll coordinate that, those communications, and I'll update the council. Be good.
Very good, Chief. Thank you for the report. All right, next up is Nate Tawash. Northeast Cass Lake, White Earth.
I have the report.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike. Okay.
Northeast White Earth Community Council, Cass Lake, quarterly report. Monthly meetings were held on the first Wednesday of each month at the White Earth Building. The attendance of the community members varies. Our focus for the winter season has been the elders. We provided weatherization and small handyman maintenance. We did not provide any distributions in this last quarter. The use of the building has been very consistent. These events range from community education classes by Leech Lake Tribal College, U.S. Forest Service, meet and greet with chairman candidates for White Earth tribal elections, meet and greet for Leech Lake candidates, family events and funerals and wakes. The upcoming events are a community picnic. We are grateful for the support by the White Earth Tribal Council, which Rick Holland, chairperson.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Next up is Pine Point. Rice Lake.
On in February. Dinner. Got our Easter dinner in March. Good turnout. And we covered some of the stuff, the power ground. We'll be repainting our power grounds, updating it. We having we'll be blessing the basketball court with our community picnic with the kids. Finding our ditch cleanup. We usually work with the Boys and Girls Club with that. We helping with the CSO's picnic. We'll be hosting it the Thursday before Rice Lake Powwow. So that like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Rice Lake Community Council, for that update. Okay, next up is Woman.
I passed.
Yeah.
Woburn Community Council has had a, February, we had a cakewalk, well attended. We also took part in the best food giveaway they had at the community center. We've been having meetings regularly. Our main business is now getting our Woburn Days event scheduled for July 13th. Up and running, making it bigger and better, getting more people and local businesses involved. We've had several of them that contacted us and asked if they could be involved. But it was originally Wobbin Days, and, we did the last two, so they decided that they wanted to become a part of it again. And we've had a great turnout, and, we hope to see a lot of people there, and we have a parade. We don't know who's gonna show up or what they're going to run through the parade until it happens. But we'll have several other activities. And, that's the end of my report. But we do meet at the Sundown Saloon. Way in the back behind the back wing doors. We meet. Mainly because we don't really have any place else there to meet in Wapak.
Yeah.
So we've been thinking about, talking to somebody about getting us a community put up. For those meetings, but anyway, those lofty goals. Okay.
Stick house.
A shed.
Third Wednesday of the month is when we meet. And that's some change, the availability of the council. We have various commitments and meetings and whatnot, and activities that we are also involved in too. So, if you have any questions, call somebody and ask them.
Oh, somebody.
Give me a call. My number is 218-401-1282.
But it's Father's Day?
July 13th.
It's right, 13.
And we generally have, we have food and several other activities. Kids for all ages. We've had tournaments, we have ball tournaments, baseball up in the fields. And we have had, in the past, we've had dancers. Had them outside, and now I think they were relegated to being in the Sundowns. Yeah, so get your dancing shoes on. Oh, wow. All right, big thank you.
Big Rich, maybe we should update Wobbin. Next up is Whiter.
You have a report, somebody needs to read it. With my.
Whitewood Community Council is currently working on the first inaugural Surgeon Moon Powwow, which will be held July 26th to 28th, 2024. The date poster has been sent out. We will also have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament along with the beanbag tournament. We will be hosting bingo for our elders and we'll be set up at the B Mod and congregate on May 15th. After they have their dinner, we will also be holding the bingo at the White Community Center in June. There is no specific date yet, so just if we come probably at the next meeting. White Community Council will be co-hosting a community picnic July 23rd from 4 to 6:30 held at the White Community Center. WECC will also be installing a new picnic shelter, which will be put up by the playground. There will be picnic tables, grills that people can use for the events. The Frisbee ball will also be redone and missing brackets will be replaced. White Community Council held their annual Easter party on March 28th and had approximately 250 plus people in attendance. We also did a book giveaway, which went over very well. The White Community Center gym has been booked for several events. January, February, and March, and usually fills up quick. Wakes and funerals always come first. And lastly, they wanted everyone to know that they have open gyms to start every weekday and weekend. So we'll go with that. Any questions?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the report, Kurt, for Whiter community. Next up, we have Whiter Urban.
I do have the report, Chairman. White Earth Urban Community Council report to RBC, April 25th, 2024. Ujuanian, Miigwech to the RBC for your ongoing support to the White Earth Urban Community Council. January, we devoted to working on the yearly planning budget for 2024, which led into February. The White Earth Urban Community Council continued to do extensive planning and budget drafting to make certain They worked on health and wellness events for the White Earth urban community. In February, they held an elders Valentine party with balloons, decorations, bags of goodies, and boxes of heart chocolates. Drawings were held for gift cards and lunch was provided. There was a dance contest held with elders showing their styles and moves with karaoke music by Matthew Shun, Book of Matthew Entertainment. Everyone in attendance enjoyed an afternoon of fun. March, the White Earth Urban Community Council hosted a monthly elders luncheon bingo, which was held the third Saturday of the month. Lunch is generally potluck and bingo winners receive a gift or a gift card. Guest speaker was Dr. Hilden from Hennepin Healthcare. Elders were receptive to the information given by Dr. Hilden on health and wellness. The doctor stated to call and play and bingo game. Bingo will not be available during the summer months of June, July, and August because of the increased activities during the summer months. Due to the unpredictable weather conditions, White Earth Urban Community Council was unable to host a primary election candidate forum. We will, however, schedule a candidate forum for the general election. April, White Earth Urban Community Council hosted a bus trip to Monoman Shooting Star for the State of the Band address. The White Earth Urban members that registered to go to the event were provided a room at Shooting Star Hotel. They were given a dinner coupon. Members that had not had the opportunity to attend the State of the Band address, how come she says not? Members that were, attended the State of the Band were very appreciative, as were the others that attended, to have been able to attend in person. Thank you to the RBC and staff that supported the event and provided the funding. White Earth Urban Community Council members say, "Cheat me which." A future, January, February, March, April, White Earth Urban Community Council has been hard at work planning the first annual traditional urban powwow in the metro for urban members and to be exclusive for all communities. May 18th, 2024, White Earth Urban Community Council first annual traditional urban powwow. July, White Earth Urban Community Council will be hosting an annual picnic at Waubon Park at Minnehaha Park. Respectfully submitted by Char Lee, Secretary. White Earth Urban Council, Al Paulson, Interim Chair, Sherry Locken, Interim Vice Chair, Annette Christensen, Interim Treasurer, Char Lee is the Secretary, Allison Dakota is a Community at Large Board Member. Mr. Chairman, what we're going to be asking today, they did submit the contract and they submitted their budget for their urban powwow. They're asking, well, traditionally what the tribal council does for first time powwow is $35,000. So that's what I relayed to them. So today we'd be looking for action, and then we did do I think Andrea did do a resolution on it and to be presented at this point in time for the council to vote on for the budget for their powwow. It's going to be $35,000. Their budget is in our packet here, so.
And that brings up a point too, and we talked about this earlier at other council meetings. I know that the district reps, we all have powwows in each community, and what we all face with inflation and how much the cost of goods have went up, and I was gonna ask the council to for all of our community powwows is to raise it. I know I talked to Henry, I talked to Eugene, Annie. I'm not sure if I talked to Michael about it, but, giving them some extra money. But I'm not sure if this is the time for it, but I think it is because we're enacting the White Earth Urban Community Council. And I'm not sure, this could just be for discussion today too. It's like, I would like to see them get an increase because of what cost of goods are, just in general that I think would help out our community. So I just had a discussion with council. I didn't say a number, just saying that there's something that, what do you guys think?
One of the general things that I think we did is, when people when they put on their first powwows, they don't exactly know what they're gonna get. They don't know how many dancers they're gonna get, they don't know, so it's kind of a trial by error, the first powwow. So that's why we set it at a $35,000, and their budget came in at, over that, but they put in like a 35% increase of dancers, which they did for the whole powwow budget was like 15,000, which somebody did some bad, and not bad, I wouldn't say, but they did some incorrect calculations. So, and their powwow came in close to what it's about 10,000 short of our 35,000. And we reached out to Beaver Health, and we reached out to some of the other divisions that are gonna make up that thing. So this year, I believe with the urban powwow, I think we could honor their 35,000, and they're gonna make up the rest of it. That's for the first time powwow. But the next year powwows, that if they find out that the next year their powwow grew bigger than what it was, then I think that would be the time for them to ask for more money after they've established a powwow. That's my take on it. That's my discussion on that. So, anybody else want to talk?
I guess I'm gonna stay silent on this one just because, I got a lot of friends down in the urban area, and I know there's a lot of annual powwows that go on over there. And usually in the urban area, powwows are smaller, and it's for particular communities, like the Little Earth powwow, the Harvest, the Education powwow. And those powwows are done in a way where it doesn't require a lot of money. And that's why I understand like the inflation costs and everything, but I don't think it's fair to my district to, have the urban, host a powwow. Like for example, like the Harvest Fest powwow, that's an ongoing powwow that always, it's been around for a long time. And now we got this new powwow coming up, and they're getting the same amount of assistance as, folks for the Harvest Fest. And Harvest Fest is a huge powwow for our community. And I just don't think it's fair. And I think that we need more information. And, I'm in support of having a powwow happen, but this budget I feel it's too much at this time. And I don't want to put a bunch of money towards, I don't want to approve a bunch of money towards it when only a few people show up. And if we are wanting to do a big powwow like this, I think more coordination and time needs to be done for it. But I would suggest like $15,000. I wouldn't suggest 30,000, but I don't know, can we get a hold of folks that coordinate the other powwows down there and see what budgets they're coming up on? Because I really think that we're really overpaying for this powwow. And I could be wrong, but those are just my thoughts and my concerns that I just want to bring forward.
I think the budget's already placed up there, the posters are already coming up on May 18th, less than a month away. I think it's kind of, but I know that we asked them when Mike were down there talking to the Urban Community Council that they are excited about this. And of course, it's going to be in the brand new, redone Minneapolis Indian Center. They're having like a mini powwow on the first of the month for the grand opening of it, which is a 6 to 9 powwow. And I think that we just wanted to break it open with like the first annual powwow for the Minneapolis Indian Center on May 18th. So, but I think it's something I think is good for our community down here. I think it's something that will generate, because I'll be there too. So, but I'm going to support it. So, but okay.
We did have extensive conversations with the Urban Community Council. They do have a powwow committee also, and we did go back and forth on the budget. We did, and I did see it was a lot of money too. But I mean, it's what the take that I had is what I said earlier, is that when you put on a first time powwow, you don't know exactly who's going to show up. You don't know how many dancers you're going to have. When you have a long standing powwow like the ones we have, like Pine Point and Rice Lake and Natoash and our big powwow, we have something to gauge by. They don't, but I've encouraged the Urban Community Council to go to the May 1st grand opening powwow for the Indian Center, just to see what kind of a people are going to get. I mean, not kind of people, but how many people are going to get to show up at this powwow. So, because they don't know, they budget for 150 dancers. What happens if 500 dancers show up and they don't have money to pay it? That's what I told them. I said, you've got to be prepared for this. So I'm in support of just the 35,000. their budget is higher than that, and I've explained to them that they, if whatever's over that 35,000, they could seek out, go for donations, they can go to behavioral health, they can go to other areas. I'm even gonna put up some of their spot dances out of my account to help them with some of their spot dances, like we do for the regular powwows now, and save them a little bit of money, so. I think, Chairman, what we'd be asking for now is a motion to approve this budget, so.
Okay, a motion to approve the budget for the Urban Community Council Powell.
I make that motion.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
Andy?
Hands up.
She was snoozing.
She can't, she's gonna lost her voice.
Okay, I can see
There it
it.
is.
There's the hand.
All right, she has her hand up. All right, so motion carries. Thank you, Miigwech. All right, next up is the National Tribal Child Support Association Conference sponsorship.
old business, new.
We have no old business yet.
I think they're all old business.
Andrea?
Natural resources proposal.
Well, the first one is natural self-support. You brought me here. You brought that up. Oh, yeah. Marina, is it in here? That's in here. What might bring it out? What are they asking for?
I think it's a sponsorship opportunity and benefits. I think there's some packages that you look at here. When you look in your package, it's, let me see what it says here. We'd like to invite you to become a sponsor for the annual National Tribal Child Support Conference. They're looking for a donation, Kevin. There's three, there's a conference there's level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, 5, 6, okay, 6, and 7. It's anywhere from, let's see, level 1 was $5,000. Level 2 was $4,500. Henry says 500. Just to get a selfie, wall. Okay, last year we did level 6, 2,500. So we did the refreshment breaks. So I guess it's up to the tribal council what they want to do. We want to continue to do what we did last year, or up our ante.
I think it reflects a lot on our own court system we have here in Whitehurst and how we have our own child support, our workers that work along with our parents and that, I mean, something that would be nice if they came up and talked about it, but like I said, it's up to the council to make this decision on what we should do with this, so.
Do the same things last year. We guess it. Go on.
Yeah. I think, we could probably look at these because, from last year, it says that we only get we get our logo, displayed at the conference and then one admission into the conference. But then with like the level 4, it's only, I think it's like $500 more. We get $1,000 more. You can get the tote bags that they'll be giving out at the conference will have our logo on it. They'll have complimentary conference registration, opportunity to make brief sponsor-related remarks at the workshop, and one complimentary exhibit table. And you also get conference lanyards. I mean, level 4 looks like a pretty good deal. I mean, we get a lot for what we're paying.
Well, we have Reagan is our vice chairperson. I think we need to do level 1. I think that we have to support our own program.
Yeah.
To have her represent us in a good way. So, motion to approve level 1 sponsorship. Motion by Eugene.
Second.
Second by Henry. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Annie. She's a yes.
Oh, she put her hand up.
Okay, next up is the 2024 Mother's Day Power. That must be their budget. Any questions on whether the Powell budget? I think this is actually, is this on the budget or what's this on?
It comes out of casino.
Okay, it's a waiver, it's a, Chairman, it's a waiver for the food. It says,
Oh,
we respectfully request the White RBC and Shooting Star Casino to waive the Shooting Star Casino cost for the event center and food, which is $16,845, which includes the fees, coffee and water for $600 and setup for miscellaneous views. This is for a waiver.
Okay, good.
One more addition, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Lura. The request also is to allow food vendors in the parking lot area.
I don't know about that one, because I don't know if we, I don't think we've ever had that before. I know that, that's something I think with the IHS and food safety. I think at our big house, we do have that, or.
Yeah, I think what we could do is we could have the Powell committee do the same thing as the big Powell and have them do their, what do they have to have an inspection through IHS to make sure that their food menu is past inspection. I think we would be able to let them do it if they did that.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out where they're gonna put it at, and where would they, how would it be safety? You know, I know that they wanna put it along the edge where their employees drive back and forth at. And then the other part is, do we encroach on our own business with Shooting Star, with the deli and the smoke and the buffet? So I guess these are things, I guess, as council that we have to take that into consideration too, that for waiving the fee, but that our own business, you know what I mean? I mean, it's unique. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad or whatever. I'm just saying that it's something that I think that we waive the fee and probably not have vendors here, food vendors.
The only thing I guess I look at, Mr. Chairman, is that I don't know if Wabigon did it or not, but we requested Wabigon to do the same thing as when they were gonna have their grand opening, if it was a nice day, we asked Wabigon to invite all our food vendors to the grand open of Wabigon, and I don't think that ever happened, so this would kind of be almost the same thing. We have an annual softball tournament up in Natawash every year, and we invite our vendors to sit there and sell. And I understand your unique, what unique being at the casino here, infringing on our own food venues, but I think this is a great opportunity for our food venues to be able to showcase their foods and their products. I honestly believe that's my take on it.
Yeah, I think I'd be open to a discussion with that, just as long as you don't allow me to see Fairbanks. I saw her going over there.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how filled up the parking lot's gonna be for the Powell. Usually filled up, yeah, even in the way back. I don't know if we could use the Shopco parking lot or whatever. But I think we could probably work something out, maybe not on the casino property, but maybe across the street, and then, you know, the folks from Wabigon, I mean, people are gonna be visiting there with the Powell, so there'd be, you know what I mean? Maybe we should just do it, at the, like a little flea market, or at the Boys and Girls Club. All fine. Well, if you guys, that sounds really good, but another thing is that, you know, I can understand our chairman's concerns are coming from, because right now, the powwow is over budget by about 16,000, but if we waive the food, they'll bring them back into budget. But then if we have vendors over here, then like, you know, then the casino is really not gonna be making money. It's gonna be a big hit. So like, I think, if we can move them over, if we can talk, and maybe, we probably can't make a decision today, but maybe we get something before the powwow, but yeah, we'll look into that, and I think we should just table it. Do we need, is this time sensitive? Do we need to approve anything, or can we just table?
It's about your constituents,
Yeah.
your people.
Well, I guess, can we table the food truck part?
Yeah. We can table that until we get more information, find out word safety, all that stuff. A motion to approve the waiver.
Motion.
Motion by Eugene. Second by Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously, yes, thank you. Okay, I think also we have on there are Henry brought up a couple things. Henry, you want to talk about the Shooting Star Elder Comps?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman Fairbanks. I know we've been talking, about this for a while. I know we did raise, our elder coupons, not too long ago, but
I'll get a hold, yeah.
I'm just, kind of thinking right now, we should raise it even more, for our elder people here on the reservation and off the reservation. It would even maybe bring some in more, like maybe your, what is that, your Star Cash to $50.
It's our monthly elder.
Yeah.
That's
Distribution.
your per capita.
Your per cap.
I wish.
So I don't know if today, if we could just make a motion, to up it from, what is it now, 25?
20.
20 to 50?
You with the council?
I think I'll have to make that motion because all you guys are elders, huh?
All silent. You're all silent. Do we keep the food at 20 or 25? The food's at 20. They're both 20. So do we go to 50 and then do 25 for food?
25 for food would be fair.
Okay, a motion for the elder coupons for each month distributed at Shrewsbury Casino.
Hold on a second, where's this money coming from? Tracy, come on, speak up, please.
Need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Henry. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Annie.
Okay, Chairman, we have funeral assistances on. I don't think you have it on yours, so.
Oh, yeah,
I see it. Okay, I see it now. Back here. Okay, go ahead, Mike. Talk about funeral systems.
All right, we had Tracy look at some numbers about our funeral assistance, and it came up at one of our briefings, and currently we give $2,000 per tribal member for funerals. We check the areas and all that, and funerals are getting really spendy. They're really costing our membership a lot of money. And we come up with the idea to raise it to $3,000. And Tracy did do some numbers on it, and it's going to be an increase. It's going to be an increase of about $160,000. So we'd be looking for a motion today to up our funeral constituent packet up to $3,000 for a funeral. So that's what we'd be looking for today, Chairman.
Yes, I think that's something that we've been talking about for a while now, and I know that unfortunately, there's shortfalls and disparities that come with this, and I guess that council, and all we're doing as a nation, and financially, that I think this is something that's good for all of us. And I really like that. I really like that idea of moving it up to another $1,000.
Just have a question because we've been losing a lot of them up on the iron. And a lot of them don't understand the process, so they pay for the funeral and try and get reimbursed. And it's not working. Is there some way that we can work that in where they can get assistance?
If you talk to Tony Weaver from Constituent Services, Louis, get her to maybe send somebody to one of your meetings or even update your council, because we get the same thing. People want to get reimbursed after they paid for a funeral, and we're just not doing that right now. And I don't know if it takes a council action to do that or not, but I know it has been and there has been some communication issues on, what they use the money for and what it is for. But I believe, and I don't want to speak out of term for Tony, but normally what happens is that the funeral home, they get the funeral home name, they contact the funeral home, and that money goes towards the funeral home, towards the funeral at that point in time. So I believe that's kind of the process. So I think if we had Tony and her staff maybe do an update of what the process is, so we can, because I know a lot of people also have their own, they make their funeral arrangements ahead of time, and they have this budget already that they paid, and then this $2,000 goes towards it. So by the time that they get that $2,000, they've already paid for their whole funeral. So or they can't reimburse it towards it. So
what they have been doing up there is the funeral home will contact and they'll get the $2,000 and then the funeral home reimburses the.
Okay, that's the way they're doing it, and that's the way they can do it, I guess that's the way, but I think these challenges like this can be some educational material on it to make sure people know that they're not missing out on it, so, because it's a trying time for families, it really is, so, big win.
We just need a start date for when that happens, because I oversee Tony Weaver's program and she just needs to know a start date when it's passed. Today is the start date, okay.
Oh, we gotta vote on it first.
Yeah, motion to approve the funeral assistance from $2,000 to $3,000.
Motion.
Motion by Mike,
Second.
second by Eugene, all in favor.
Aye.
Motion carries. Annie's hands up. Thank you. Next.
Resolution. For you all to sign.
If it's general fund budget change, it has to be a resolution.
Oh, you have Jeff now?
Yeah, our general counsel was Jeff Burns on behalf of the
I thought it was an amendment, Lori.
Wow.
Okay, next up is what else is here?
It's a natural resources proposal.
All right, what's the natural resources proposal?
Are you gonna present that?
Oh.
Minion.
Well, yeah, I don't, didn't miss it.
What's that?
ENP.
Yeah, they showed me
Sure. Oh, yeah, we'll do that next.
Would you ever want to? Is it on? Thank you, everyone. And speaking of Department of Natural Resources, we're talking about when a division goes through a process of evaluating itself, the division does go through a process of assessing its current state. And what that involves is understanding its performance, the resources, capabilities, the services, and how it relates to their strategic planning. The division then looks to what types of market analysis can support those changes and be beneficial to the division and to the RBC as a whole, especially when we're talking about growth and development needs. The division then determines how to allocate those resources and how to accomplish those goals in ways of investing in our current talent, which is our employees, and also how to retain that current workforce and also how to attract workforce members to join us.
Yeah.
HR did receive a request to conduct a wage analysis on the Division of Natural Resources. And the reason for that request was one, for some new positions that have been created, to look at the growth and development needs that the division had identified, and of course to remain competitive in the marketplace based on our geographical location and the labor market to ensure fair and equitable compensation. HR works directly with executive leadership and the division to complete and update job descriptions. And the reason for this is to ensure the job description would accurately match what the duties and the responsibilities are. And a rule of thumb when we do a wage analysis on a position is the position really should be changing about 30% of what its original state, was. And it had been some time for this division to, make updates. HR does analyze the market salary data and surveys to benchmark our positions among others with the similar education, experience and their job, roles. And we do that with the generalist, Hector Montoya, our assistant director, and also, myself. This results in some title changes to be cognizant of what titles are out in the workforce, and may result in potential wage changes for existing staff and new hires. As we make changes, it aligns with our goals for retention and attracting talent to fulfill staffing needs. So we're here today because the wage analysis has been completed. The financial analysis has been completed by the division with the finance team and also our executive leaders. And it is also coming to you just from a standpoint of review of what that will look like for this budget season and going into next. There isn't going to be any title changes at this point. Those may, occur in the future. Yet, wage analysis for our team is something that we do regularly. So this is not something new, but because the division is looking at a serious growth and expansion, we just felt that it was necessary to get to this point. White Earth, when I look at the years that we've all been here working, we really are the front runner in being equitable with wages and attracting talent and retention, of our workforce. And so we've continued to strive to that and just be really equitable and marketable. So with that, I think I'm going to turn it over to the division and they can further discuss what they have provided you today, if that's okay. Okay, so what you're looking at in front of you is the fiscal year 2024 budget that we're currently in, and this has an effective date of March 10th. So if you look at the fiscal year 24 budget, and this is only for payroll object codes, so it looks like due to some unfilled positions, we will have a surplus in that this year. But going forward into 2025, compared to 2024 numbers, there would be an increase between the general fund and the BIA self-governance of $165,000. And then behind that top page is each change. And then if you look, quite a few of our long-term staff have hit the maximum of their current grades. And then the bigger sheet that you have by 14 shows a better organizational chart to show and how big some of these departments are. Are the programs.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I think it's, I've reviewed it and we reviewed it and it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, I glanced over it earlier too, and I know that supporting our natural resources is a huge effort. And I know what we went through this past year with legislation and proving the non-believers that we cannot do that. This has really shown us a lot of support that we've been doing this and we've always supported natural resources. So I think it's very important that we keep providing that support for our Division of Natural Resources. So
Need a motion for
I actually recommend that you don't fill those positions so you get a surplus again next year. No, I'm
Everyone just worked on one.
who has a microphone?
Oh, they basically got it.
I'm not talking personal issues.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay.
motion to approve the DNR's budget request.
Usually that's a question.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, just for the folks listening on, it's an increase of $165,381.35. But
For next year's budget.
Yeah, for next year's budget. And the reason I support it is because we're going after our land, we're buying it back, and we need an increase in staff, and we got to keep our natural resource department, top, second to none around the area. So I support this and, support everything you guys do, but
You make a motion. Good. Make a motion by Eugene?
motion.
Second by Mike, all in favor? Aye. And is a yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, what's next then? Henry, you want to talk about?
Henry's at
the MP.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Chairman Fairbanks. I know EMP has been, a big talk here most of the winter, starting last fall about saving money, and I don't know how much we all got out of it. I know they are saving some kind of money, but it's also taken away from, the communities, especially, Pine Point community out there being so far, from probably anything, so. I guess what I want today is if we can get them back into the communities, where people can actually come and hang out, do a puzzle or whatever else, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
I guess just one comment I have is, we were aware of this. We were aware that the kitchen wasn't open very long, but when I talked to Kat Thompson on a regular basis about this, she was assuring me that, that yes, they are open. The kitchens are just not open. The food is there. I know Sam, you can talk for another half an hour about what I'm going to say, and I don't know if we want to do it. I'll call point of order before you start talking. So anyways, I think what's happening, Mr. Chairman, is that they're getting cut short. They're getting cut short with their time in these kitchens, or not these kitchens, these sites. And I think we need to have Lori and Curtis have a meeting with Kat Thompson about the actual kitchen, not the kitchens, the services being open. To have them open for them for their social hours. Because I've been hearing same things Henry's saying. I've been hearing that they show up late, they close early, they close the building early, they show up late, and some of them challenges. So it's like anything else we talk about, we got to hear both sides of the story. So I think we can address that. We can address this with Kat Thompson's program and get it out there. What's actually happening. Sam's out there every day, and so is Chucky's out there every day. So they see it. They do see it. So I think at this point in time, it's before this gets out of hand even more. I think we should probably call a meeting. Maybe have Kat Thompson come in to our briefing session and sit down with us and we can convey our concerns that you guys have and the challenges you're having out there. So I think that would be the best course of action right now. So
We had an executive meeting in Nadawash yesterday, and I couldn't believe the meal up there compared to what we're getting in Pine Point. 2 slices of pork steak, mashed potatoes, stuffing. It was a 6 or 7 course meal. In Pine Point the other day, we got 1 spoon of potatoes, hamburger gravy over, nothing else. And it was a hard biscuit. And I said, where's our dessert? Oh, we didn't get any. Well, then we got halfway through the meal, and he come out with this little bowl of mixed vegetables. Halfway through, I forgot these were in here too.
I think that's, okay, we're talking about 2 different things here now. We're talking about 2 different things. The first thing is keeping them open for social. The second one is the food. So do we want to address both the food and the keeping it open? Because I know those are the 2. Those are the 2 things. So I mean, I think, Chairman, that's one of the requests they want is to reopen their kitchens. So, but I know it was a financial move by Kat Thompson's program to do this, to make the Nadawash Clinic one of the main kitchens, and Whitehead's was going to be main kitchens, and they would take out they would go to the outskirt ones, Elbow Lake, Rice Lake, and all that. So I think one of the requests I think they're having right now, Chairman, is that they want the kitchens reopened, and they want the time slots for the areas again. So we can address that with Kat in a briefing. So
yeah, I heard that it was a cost-saving measure.
It is. I know for sure it is. I know positively that it is, because she ran the numbers to me.
I can't see how it can be if you've got to buy the same amount of food for 5 centers and still serve them the same amount of food, it's still gonna cost you the same
I'll be
amount.
honest, Sam, it is cost savings. Trust me on this one. This is what I do. I got the numbers. It is a cost saving. Yes, it is. So, but we'll meet with Kat at a briefing and we'll discuss the numbers and all that and go from there.
Yep, all right, once we get to meeting, the center's open, that's what we would like, you know, and stuff, because, Tim, you know that, you know.
That's what we hear, Mike. We hear all the time from the elders about the cold meals, the forgetting of the meals and stuff like that. I mean, sure, we're saving money, but we're hurting our people at the same time. We're taking away from them. We're not giving them nothing. And yeah, you might save a couple of bucks, but if it's done properly, you would still be within that budget if it's done properly. And the food and the people would be happy. We're not there.
So, Mr. Chairman, I would like to request that the White Earth community, the White Earth Council of Elders submit a letter with all your challenges and your complaints that you have. Submit it to the executive director, and then when we meet with Kat Thompson on briefing, we can address all that thing. So that's where the proper way to do it is put it in writing and get it to us. Is that fair?
Yep, because it's every meeting, we
Yes.
hear it.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, let's put it in writing, guys, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we switch. Thank you for that, Henry, for bringing that up. I guess next up is, do we have anything else? Kurt, Lori? Before I go into the consent agenda?
Nope, I think we're good.
No, there was a couple of additions.
To new business?
Yeah.
The new business or what were they?
Okay, I'm done.
Thank you.
You good, guys?
Yeah, Andrea, the signature request is going to the signature.
Oh, are you adding them to the consent agenda?
They would be added.
We added to the consent agenda.
Yeah. Well, I had added it, I thought it had gone to new business, but I don't know.
What is that, yeah?
Mr. Chairman, it is the ICW MOU and,
Lori, if you can get those down to her, because she's working the minutes and we can add those, but she doesn't have that on the minutes.
Oh, is this added to the consent agenda then?
I thought it had been added to new business, but.
he added them to new business, but if
Well,
it.
she didn't write it. She's gonna write it down, so. Are these on the consent agenda or are they not on that?
So at the beginning of the meeting, Andrea had requested to bring these 3 items under new business.
Okay, let's do it.
Yep, but if you want it to be in consent agenda, it can be in consent agenda as well.
Did anybody look at it or did the council get a chance to look at it?
Nope, I don't believe so. That's why she wanted to go into new business on them.
Okay, let's do new business, Chairman. If we do new business, then she'll be able to explain.
Okay, what's the first one?
What's the first one?
Okay, she's gonna do it.
Okay, so the first one was, it's just a program license for, phase 2 amends acute care new program license. That was the first item.
You want us to do it individually now?
Individual.
Yes.
Okay.
So I-
Approval for the new business license for phase 2 for acute care. Men's acute care?
Motion.
Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes, Andy's yes. Motion goes through. Next up is,
The next would be an MOU for ICW with St. Louis County and the University of Minnesota Duluth to create a intergovernmental partnership model. And this, I understand, would be sort of the requisite to be able to apply for funding to support the intergovernmental relationship. Yep.
Okay. Motion to approve the IC, what is it again?
ICW MOU with St. Louis County and the University of Minnesota Duluth.
Motion. Second, please motion.
motion by Henry, second by Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Andy's a yes, motion goes through. Next up is what?
The next item would be a request for renewal of a tribally licensed psychologist license. And I would.
Is that for behavioral health? Motion by Eugene, second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm silent, I didn't hear what she said. So-
No, it's on the new,
No, I'm just joking, aye.
Right, that is pretty good. All right, next up is the consent agenda, and I'll read it.
For administration, we have what is a power budget, service agreement, behavioral health, CJR grant acceptance resolution, White Earth Mental Health Block Grant Acceptance Resolution, White Earth Mental Health Contract Renewal with Bagley School District. We have OERAC Grant Acceptance Resolution, ODOMTA Grant Acceptance Resolution. OSHE Money New Women's Well-Variety Program, new facility resolution for economic development of 2024 Department of Energy, Clean Energy Technology Deployment of Tribal Land and resolution. Education, we have childcare license renewal. We have another new childcare license. Enrollments, we have enrollment and vital statistics, fund request from Impact Aid and resolution. Also, we have end of year funds via a request letter. For finance, we have Manoma Boys and Girls Club certificate of substantial completion. We also have a Manoma Boys and Girls Club certificate of substantial completion resolution. We have Oshie Wayne 2 Lit Lodge demolition notice. We have Manoma Homeless Shelter addition, ICD BG grant closeout agreement. We have the Manoma Boys and Girls Club ICD BG grant closeout agreement. We have the Jack Hall Acute Care Generator Design MC contract. White Earth Family Treatment Kitchen Remodel Outpatient Facility contract. For health, we have WOWE Licensed School Nurse contract. Also, we have the SDS Service Agreement. We have Hunger Solution, White Earth Community Farmers Market. We have the State of Minnesota's Joint Powers Agreement. For ICW, we have the FY 24-25 Kinship Navigator Grant. For legal, we have the Business License Renewal. For legal, we have many renewals. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in there. And for natural resources, we have Eggland Leaf. And for public works, we have zero tolerance for violence and harassment policy. We have change of fees and resolution. We have amendment to owner engineer agreement. We have MnDOT funding, 5310 bus replacement and resolution. Safe roads and all grant application and resolution. That's it, Council. Any questions, discussions on the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, the public works things, that's correct, the zero tolerance violence and harassment policy?
Inside the packet. And what is it supposed to be under public safety or no?
That usually fall under the federal policing thing, or is that?
But it was, basically something that I believe is required from the FDA funding
For the public works division?
for their transit.
Okay, all right, okay, transit, that's right. Forgetting transit, public works.
Are we good to council? Anything else to discuss with the consent agenda? We asking for a motion? Motion by Michael to approve the consent agenda. Second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion, Andy's aye, so motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we have the executive session. So I'll ask for a motion to move into executive committee.
Motion
by Mike.
Executive session.
Second.
Second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
We take a quick break, Jim?
Yeah, both of them. Andy's aye. Which, thank you everyone for being with us today and thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. Stay safe, have a good weekend. Loverboy is playing tonight. You go up a minute, good. You go.